Adolf Hitler played a real game of chess against Vladimir Lenin. Lenin opens the game with e4, and even if you don't know much about chess, you'll be amazed to see their chess games being similar to their war strategy. Hitler, one of the most feared military leaders of all time, after consulting all his brain cells, plays a6. You might be wondering, what the flip is Hitler doing? But believe it or not, even though he starts with a questionable move, he transforms this position into a strong attack. The whole game can be described in one word: absolutely phenomenal. Lenin takes over the center and Hitler continues his attack. Quick horse jump. And at this point Lenin really dominates the center. So Hitler pushes this pawn, transposing into something called the French defense. Basically, he is preparing an attack on the center. Bishop out, and now everything is ready. Hitler strikes. Now Lenin has to react. Hitler could push this pawn, totally dominating the right wing. So Lenin takes the pawn, and Hitler takes back. The position is now opened up. The war has just started. Lenin castles, bringing the king into a safe position because he understands that if you lose the king, you lose the game. Bishop b7. In case you don't know much about chess, this is dangerous. Hitler is putting the enemy king under massive pressure. Lenin moves his queen out, and Hitler does the same, increasing his attacking power on the castle. But his queen is also far away from the king, which might or might not become a problem if Lenin counterattacks. Hitler has to be very careful with his aggressive attacks. a4, pressuring Hitler's queenside structure. Should he capture the pawn? For Hitler, violence was never the answer. It's a question, and the answer is yes. He is blinded by attacking opportunities and aggressively takes the pawn. But now his pawns are left doubled and isolated like his troops in World War II. These pawns are extremely difficult to defend, because they can't defend each other anymore. Maybe he was too aggressive. Lenin instantly takes advantage of that, bringing out the knight and attacking the pawn. Hitler pushes the pawn, Lenin takes it, and now Hitler has a new problem. This rook could go here, attacking the queen. So he moves the queen over here, but now the queen is even further away from the king. At least he's attacking the knight. Lenin defends the attack, and here comes the knight. Hitler keeps attacking and attacking. But Lenin still has strong control over the center and simply pushes the pawn, so the knight has to retreat. Here Lenin takes the knight and Hitler takes back. So far, Hitler has been playing a bit too aggressively, but the position looks fine after all. Nothing too bad. And this is how the turns table. The Russians are counterattacking on the king's side, but Hitler's troops are deployed on the other side. Lenin has been preparing an attack all along, and Hitler is about to learn that fighting a two-front war is very, very difficult. Now he has to make a decision. Keep attacking, or retreat his troops and try to defend the king? Since the attack seems to be failing, Hitler retreats his queen, and the Russian brings more troops. Hitler makes an attempt to counterattack the queen. She retreats. The evil mustache man gets too excited and attacks again, so the queen just comes back. Now the pawn is useless and extremely weak, surrounded by enemies. Here's a strategy lesson: don't be bad. And for whatever reason, Hitler plays g6. This is probably the second biggest mistake of his entire life, right after invading Russia during winter. Lenin takes the pawn, also attacking the rook and the queen at the same time, completely destroying the defense. Hitler tried to have everything. He was impatient, attacking everywhere at the same time. For a brief moment he was dominating the board, but when his attack failed, he wasn't able to defend the counterattack in the two-front war. His widespread troops are useless and the king will soon be cornered in the bunker all by himself, trapped in the illusion that he can still win the game. He takes the knight. But the Russian invasion is too strong. Check. The king has to move, and it's check again. The king moves, and check again. He makes one more move, and now he realizes that he is one move away from checkmate. And in a very telling way, he takes the easy way out and